Now, can you hear me now, guys? I'm restarting. Mobility Monday. How about it? I think you can hear me now. Checking audio. Okay, so we're restarting, and I had too much stuff I wanted to talk about. I apologize. For those of you that are watching this later in the day, had a little audio problem. So you guys, if you're on a schedule, I apologize. Today is Martin Luther King Day. It's an important day in the United States of America. It's a day to honor Dr. Martin Luther King. And his message was mostly about not being judged by the color of your skin, but by the content of your character and honesty, integrity, and just being kind. So we're very thankful to have that as part of our heritage in the United States. And I just want to say thank you. And this is Jackson. So let's go ahead and just get down. If you've already done this once, we're doing it again, but you'll have more audio, okay? You'll understand what's going on. Okay, so we're gonna go down into this position, prone position. Tuck your big toes under. This is an opportunity to work in an unloading position. So we're gonna tuck the big toes under and work the flexibility of the toes. We're gonna tighten the knees into the ground. Jackson, go lay down. And we're just gonna ground the pelvis and the hips into the ground as well and give them a very, very secure position. Elbows directly under the shoulders. If that gives you a pinching in your low back, extend your elbows out just a little bit, okay? The position of the head truly matters, so just pull the chin into the throat, give me a little bit of tension into the fingertips, and we're just from right here gonna breathe. So we're expanding the rib cage 360 degrees, in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. If we want to go into a resting posture, we're just going to bring the hands, kind of like Jackson, we're just going to bring the hands down, take the spine more into a neutral position, and just kind of breathe into this position. And I'm not giving you a cue of decompression breathing or belly breathing. Let your body choose, okay? So right here, relax the head, and we're just going to breathe 3 big breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Expand the rib cage, expand the lungs. Here we go. A lot of times when we work the breath, I give you a lot of direction. Today I'm not. I just want you to inhale and exhale as directed, and we'll work together, okay? So when we're doing some breath work, we're not trying to down-regulate the nervous system. As a matter of fact, just the opposite. You know, we're going into a day. We've got to be strong today. Elbows under the shoulders. Head's in a good position. Fingertips and hands have some tension. Breathe 360 degrees into the rib cage right here. On your next inhale, let's splay the shoulder blades laterally on the rib cage. So let them wrap around the rib cage, round your thoracic spine, and then as you exhale, let the shoulder blades come together, okay? So retraction is shoulder blades together. Protraction, shoulder blades apart. Ready? Here we go. Big inhale. Breathe into your back. Inhale. Exhale. And good. Okay, hands right under the shoulders. Let's push back into child's pose. When we go into child's pose, let's let the feet go into that extended position or that plantar flexed position. So right there, we've got the ankles as close to the ground as we can get them. We've got, again, strength through the fingertips, and we're just rocking back and forward. And those of us that don't have a tremendous amount of flexibility in the knees, this is a great opportunity to kind of work through that. Doesn't mean you need to get there. It just means you want to just spend a second with your hips back on your heels. I can't quite get there, but I'm working on it because I want to be that person on the putting green that can actually get down and really look at how the green, the undulations of the green, so I can be a better putter. Just nice and easy, but this is just a nice position to be able, it's a safe position to work through the mobility of the knee joint. And for running, it doesn't truly matter that I can get my butt all the way to your knees. Okay, this is midnight, half kneeling position. Take it out to 10:30. And the next thing we're working, and this is kind of where we got to last time, I kind of rocked through the beginning. We're just gonna push the knee over the toe. And so if you're doing this twice for today, don't worry, it's only got upside. All right, so we're pushing through the heel of the hand, through the top of the knee, and you can see that plumb line on my left side. I can get that knee a good couple inches over in front of the toe. And that's a good thing. That's it. 6. Start to elevate and pull the rib cage up against gravity. This space that we're getting between the ribs and the hips, super good, and we strengthen that all the time when we get under load as part of that ECFIT strength training. Remember, I'm a strength coach. I mean, I like mobility and it makes everything better, but my true passion is strengthening your body to the extent that you move better in life and in sport. Okay, let's go right side. So right side is my most recent ankle break. The body shuts down in a pattern to protect the ankle. I'm almost 2 years out of that now, so it shouldn't affect me that much. But to be honest, if you broke your ankle in 7th grade, I don't care how old you are, it sometimes will come back to tell you a story in your body. All right, just pushing that knee over toe. We're not going and trying to extend end range. We're just really trying to give space and honor that movement, which starts to really push into the adductors, okay? How we deal with adductors and strength in internal rotation of the hips is we anchor the stance. So heels outside of toes. Try to spread your toes. Last week we worked a little bit on toe mobility. If you have the ability to spread your toes into the ground right here, go ahead and do it. We're gonna push away from the front, let the hands go to the front, and let the hips go to the back. Hands to the front, hips to the back. Hands to the front, don't be squatting. The knees should stay quite stable. They can be soft, but we don't want to be having this vertical level change. We want to have a horizontal change, okay? So pushing the hips back. Hands to the front at chest height, thumbs to shoulders, and just push through that. That should light up or switch on the posterior chain, the high hamstring, a little bit of glute. Just nice and easy. Let's go a couple more of these. Good. And good. All right, shake that out. Like literally shake it out. So this is kind of like, some of my athletes call it dance party, right? Shouldn't be afraid to kind of get jiggy with it. All right, so right here, anchor your stance. Take the 5th metatarsal and just make them parallel. Okay, so outside of my feet are parallel. Take a nice big breath and reach as high as you can. See the bill of my hat? This is the line of my hands. I don't want you to be at the shoulders because that puts you into extension. So you want to be at the height of the hat and reach as high as you can. Try to drop your sacrum down. Take a big inhale. Head back. And bring it back. So again, we don't want to be in extension and get used to being locked here. We want to be in neutral. So there's a beautiful curvature of the low back. There's a beautiful curvature of the upper back. Those are supposed to be there. And then there's a nice little curve in the cervical spine as well. So the best way to nurture that on this high reaching breath is to just make sure you have nice alignment. Pull your chin back, ears directly over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over the center of your ankle, hands directly over the bill of your hat, and reach as high as you can. From here, let's ground into the ball joint of the big toe. So we're activating the midline of the body, push into the big toe. Take 3 big breaths. Your arms should be straight. 2. 1 more. And 3. So we're extending and lengthening the fascial system, and we're getting taller, and we're decompressing the spine. Let's go back into a wide stance. Thumbs on the bottom rib, pinkies on the hip bones. Aren't you glad I fixed the audio? Thank you so much for alerting people. This is so good. Like Carly, she's my left hand. She might not be the right hand. That might be Melissa. But Carly is definitely the left, and she let us know that we didn't have any sound. And it's a big part of the session. All right, thumbs on the bottom rib, pinkies on the hip bones. And this is measuring tools. It's a measuring stick to keep and understand the space between the ribs and the hips. So push your hips back, put a little bit of weight on your heels. Your hips should be just slightly behind. Head is in a great position. Elbows are wide. And right here, we're gonna work 3 expansive breaths. And I want you to find the depths of your lungs where you haven't had air in years, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a huge inhale, and then we're gonna take a pause, and then I want you to sip some more air, shove it into the lungs, okay? Here we go, hips are back, thumbs on the bottom rib, pinkies on the hip bones, measuring sticks. And we're gonna take a big inhale, expand the rib cage. Pause, now sip again. And then exhale. Some of you might feel your ribs starting to drop on the exhale. Don't let that happen. Maintain the lift, control the diaphragm, control the abdominal muscles to maintain space. We'll talk more about that later. Ready? Inhale, pause, sip more air, exhale. Inhale, pause, sip, exhale. And good. Let's take it back down into the half kneeling position. Take that knee back to 1030, hands at chest height. We're just gonna let the knee go over the toe, and we're rotating across the body at chest height. Nice and easy. 2, 3. Sorry about timing, guys. We're gonna go could go another 8 minutes, if that's okay. All right? Ah, that's good. Nice, easy turns. The more we can expand the rib cage, the better the thoracic mobility is. We need to find strategies, especially as endurance athletes. And if you don't even have to be like an ultra runner to be an endurance athlete. If you just want to get through your day, sometimes that's endurance. Okay, so don't worry about it. You're still one of us. We can work breath work at stoplights, or when we're in line at the store, or at the bank, for those of us that still go to the bank. I don't, but some people do, right? Any moment in time, even on a walk, a gentle walk with the dog, you can do breath work. Just nice and gentle. And then, when you're out running, and you want to get into this beautiful rotation that not only helps absorb force as you land, but also helps with that spring action as you work your elastic energy while you're running. Okay, back up to standing. We shake that out, dance party. Shake the head, shake everything. When was the last time you just did this? I mean, you want that, okay? All right, anchor your stance. Take your 5th metatarsal, nice and strong. We want that on both feet. Now, for some of you, when you put your feet into parallel, your knees are gonna do this. And if they do, don't worry about it. Gently, we're gonna come into neutral. It may take months. Tissue remodeling literally takes months. So if you start to spend more time in this parallel position, this anchored position, I don't want you to start spending this. This isn't, if some is good, more is better. So let's just make sure, parallel your outside foot, and just from right there, we're just gonna work a hip hinge, okay? So we keep the chest nice and strong, and we're working a hip hinge. And because our hips are in internal rotation, just by doing this, we are stretching and mobilizing all the external rotators of the hip. Okay, so everything has a purpose, everything has a reason. This is mobilizing and stretching your lateral hip. If you do anything like run, skip, jump, ride bikes, all of it, your femurs, your big muscle in your upper leg, is starting to become externally rotated because of gravity and ground. Nothing you did wrong, it's the gravity of the earth. So we constantly have to. Now if we add the hands to the front, we can start to push the hips back even further. So just nice mobility, teaching the brain and the body to trust each other. The more they trust each other, the more when we get in stressful situations like racing or just in life, I mean, just some people just traveling is stressful, and the body will respond to that. You will become tighter and smaller under stressful situations, all levels of stress. So let's go a little bit wider and work that same hinge, okay? So now, keeping those hips in internal rotation, teaching the pelvis to hinge, nice and easy. Good and good. Now, what we're not working as much is our thoracic rotation. So let's keep the feet the same. Start to turn the shoulder, reach the hand, palm up, push the hip back. Now, as we reach through the right shoulder and the right hand, the left hip is naturally going to go back. So let's go ahead and push that left hip back and the right hand forward. Left hip back, even this knee is starting to bend as I load exclusively into my left hip, okay? Not changing the stance, just reaching into that left hip. And rotate. Turn sideways, like look that way. Good. Good, okay, let's do 6 of them on the other side. So we're gonna reach with left, right hip's going back, and we're turning the chest to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not trying to extend past end range. 5 and 6. We're going to do one more on each side. We're going to give the left hand, we're going to reach right, and with the left, I want a high elbow and just let the left elbow go to the back. So now we've got tension through the upper back, and pull like you're doing a really crappy aiming job with your bow and arrow. You're aiming down and in front of you about 12 feet. So right down here, push the hip back. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Same thing other side. 1, 2, right hip. 3, 4, chest to the right. 5, one more, and 6. Wow. Okay, this was our second take on Mobility Monday. Sorry that I missed you. If I don't cue your breath, if I don't cue you into decompression breathing or belly breathing, self-select. If you're feeling kind of gooey, you're probably going to want to choose decompression breathing. If you're feeling a little on guard and a little sympathetically driven, you're probably going to want to choose belly breathing, right? There is a beautiful self-regulation if we can listen to what our bodies are telling us. I will look forward to seeing you guys next Monday. Those of you in my premium group, we have 3 live sessions this week. We've got, well, 4 if you count this one. We've got foundation training on Wednesday. We've got strength on Saturday, and we've got breath and mobility on Sunday, kind of a recovery session. Thank you for your patience today. Sorry it was a little bit wonky with the sound, but we made it. Have a good day. Bring kindness and peace into the world. Thanks, guys.